How you doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
Good, good, thanks.
Is this a new eyewear approach now? I feel like they were a different style.
This is one style. They have a couple different styles. This is just the ones I decided to put on for today.
You guys kind of ready or not, for the ones, outside of those practices with the Jets and what you're doing every day with the defense? I mean, how ready do you feel, the group is to start playing for teams?
I feel like we're really ready, gelling together. Our defense, they play at a high level, and we're getting good competition every day, both sides of the ball. So I think we'll be ready come week one.
It's looking like Kylan will probably be the number 3 behind you and AJ. What's impressed you the most about what he's done coming in here as a 7th rounder?
Just how complete of a back he is. He picked up the offense pretty quickly, and just how much of a playmaker he's been able to be in his short time here. And he could definitely help us, and I look forward to helping him evolve his game in any way that I can. And he's going to help us, and he's going to help us win some games.
It's kind of a revolving door at guard for camp. Does that impact you whatsoever as far as you need to be aware of who's there and you have to maybe run differently, or are you just going to run like anyone?
I mean, I know all those guys who are rotating in at guard are very capable, so they have all got the job done before. We've had guys rotate in last year, got a couple snaps in last year. Lucas has had time at guard. He's played center. Eldon's moved all around. So when the mentality we have here is next man up, and I think our guards have been doing a good job.
Aaron, it was a calf injury that kept you out a game or 2 last season, right?
Yes, sir.
So knowing what you went through with that, and then just having, whatever, little hamstring, a couple last week or whatever it was, is that just trying to be smart and figure out how to get through it and not miss games when it matters? Was that part of it as a learning experience from last year too?
Yes, sir, definitely. The biggest thing is being available to your team when they need you, and so figuring that out is the biggest piece. And I want to go into the season healthy, which I am, and ready to have a good year.
How have you seen AJ Dillon progress from year 1 to year 2? I think when he was in the game Saturday night, we were kind of reminded of what a force he could be out there. What would it be for him?
Just his understanding of the game, of the offense as a whole. He knows where the power of the plays are now, and so he can just go and play freely, go play fast, and know where the cutback is going to be or where he's supposed to be at all times. And you can tell he's playing faster. His hands have improved. I think he's gotten a little bit quicker as well, and he's just continuing to work, and we're pushing each other.
You were pretty vocal a couple years ago about your own goals, how badly you wanted to hit 1,000 yards, I think 20 touchdowns a couple years ago. Where are your goals for this season? And have they grown since you've hit 1,000 yards and you've been able to do some of those things?
I mean, for me, it's just being the number 1 back in the league. I think that's every back's goal. So statistically, whatever that means, or leading whatever, but just being the number 1 back and helping my team win as many games as we can.
I think it was before last year, there was some lists that didn't have you in the top 10 running backs, and you said it was a big chip on your shoulder. You're obviously not a secret anymore. Do you still have that? Will you always have that chip just because of your recruitment, where you were drafted, or is it kind of gone away just because you are kind of a household name now?
No, I'll never forget that. I mean, there's still rankings coming out when I'm not in the top 10 or I'm not in the top 5. So, and even when I do make it to 1, I'm still not going to be satisfied. The work continues. You still got to put in that work. So I'll continue to put in that work until I'm done playing football.
Aaron, where do you think you're a smarter runner than maybe when you first got here or first got into this offense?
I think it's some of the things that I hit on with AJ, just understanding the offense as a whole, the blocking scheme, where the power of every play is. The small things in this game, it's the small things that separate you. You're an inch too wide of your aim point, you can miss a cutback, and it's those small things that running back. So just having a full understanding of the game and just understanding the blocking scheme as a whole.
Hey, Aaron, Rodgers got after your center a little bit today, Josh Myers. You were a young guy around here, and I know he's been one of your biggest fans for quite a while, but What's it like when maybe you don't do something quite right and he gets after you, and how do you take that as a player and use it in a meaningful way?
You take it as if a coach is talking to you, the same way a coach would get on you. You got a leader at quarterback who would do the same, and I think player-led teams tend to do better. And so we have a great leader at quarterback, and he's gotten on me before, as a rookie, and it's okay to make mistakes. He just doesn't want you to make the same mistakes, and he wants you to learn from them. And but he's wants it to be perfect for when we get in the game. So he'd rather the mistakes happen now versus later on. But he's going to coach you up. He might get a little hot at you, but then he's going to pull you to the side and coach you up like a great leader and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Do you remember what he got after you for?
Oh yeah, I ran into him on a handoff. I was kind of supposed to just stay there. It was on a Saturday walkthrough. Supposed to just sit there, and he was going to bring the ball to me, but I slid into him, and I ended up hitting him.
How well do you know Kamara, and do you get up for that, week one, that matchup? We talk about quarterback matchups all the time. That's two of the better running backs in the league, obviously.
I'm not really playing Kamara. I'm playing their defense, so they have pretty good defense. So that's more who I'm worried about. I know he is on their team, and we're both from the same class. He's one of the top backs too. But I'll just go out there and play and look up at the end of the game and see where we line up.
Is he a guy you know him well off the field, or?
I met him a couple times, hung out with him a couple times, yes, sir.